Welcome to Worship at Home in the Northampton Circuit. Our television screens enable us to watch amazing events, amazing people with amazing skills, sportsmen and women, some as members of a team, others competing as individuals. We can see musicians, their fingers flying to and fro on an instrument, filling the air with wonderful tunes. Of course, we know that that doesn't just happen like that. The brilliant athlete has been training and practicing hour after hour, week after week. The musician has been playing exercises, perfecting techniques for long hours out of the public view. The word inspiring is often used to describe such talents and hard work. Now, our two Bible readings may appear quite different today from each other. In Luke, Jesus, firstly, is warmly welcomed to his hometown, but then the welcome turned to anger, and he was hounded out of the town. The reading from Paul's first letter to the Corinthians is all about love. Going back to the Luke reading, when Jesus said, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me," it was the culmination of years of silent preparation. His life of prayer leading up to his baptism, the baptism which confirmed his vocation, and then the testing in the wilderness, before at last going public with early deeds in Capernaum. Now, after years of preparation, he stands before his own town. He knew everybody there, and everybody there knew him. He preached like a man inspired, but he wasn't saying what they wanted to hear. What was so wrong with what he said? He reminded them of God's generosity, God's grace, and he reminded them that God's grace and generosity is for everybody instead of just for Israel, and fierce judgment for everyone else. In Corinthians, Paul reminds us that we can say all the right things, we can be deeply religious in our thinking and our practice, but this will count for nothing without love. Love is the greatest gift and the most enduring aspect of our life in God. This is because God is love. It is by exercising distinctively Christian love that we are brought closest to God's heart. Paul goes as far as saying that a life grounded in love is greater than one grounded in faith alone. Love endures. It's good to remind ourselves that God loves us with a love greater than any earthly love, and to remind ourselves that God doesn't just love us. He actually loves all of his creation, and he loves all of his creation equally. The difference is that not all his creation has responded to his love, and he longs for it to do so. Sometimes it can be hard to show love to other people. When I'm struggling with someone who's difficult, rude, or nasty to me, I remind myself that God loves that person just as much as he loves me. They don't necessarily go away, but somehow it makes it easier to get along with them. Paul reminds us that love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful, proud or rude. It doesn't demand its own way. It isn't irritable, and it keeps no record of being wronged. It doesn't rejoice about injustice, but rejoices whenever the truth wins out. Love never gives up. Love never loses faith, is always hopeful, and endures through every circumstance. 3 things, Paul reminds us, will last forever: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love.